to Life in the Wings.
Ah!
This is my very first podcast.
Yes!
And this is my very first guest. It's Charlotte Dixon.
Hello. It's such a pleasure. It's
Studio
a pleasure
audience
to be here.
clapping. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're
Thanks
more
for
than
asking
welcome.
me.
How are you?
I am good. I'm on half term from teaching, so I'm having a bit of a quiet week and amongst a sort of busy start
One
of
week
the
half
year.
term or two?
One, but I'm doing workshops in the week, so I'm not like this.
As in you're taking workshops or you're teaching
No, I'm
them?
teaching workshops.
Nice.
I should have elaborated there. No, but like today and yesterday, I had days off and Sunday. So
Cute.
This is a dream. This is a treat coming to London. It's
Thank
lovely.
you so much for giving me your day.
Of course.
So for the listeners that don't know how you and I know each other,
Yes.
we were lucky enough to be in Bonnie and Clyde at the Old Joint Stock. When was it? August?
So it was September.
It was
September. That's a lie.
Really great, Charlotte.
No, September. So it was rehearsals were September, and then the show was October.
And
to
that
the
was
beginning
a
of November.
4-5 week run.
Yeah.
And we are both in our mum era.
Yeah.
Because I was Bonnie's mum and you were?
I was Clyde Barrow and Buck Barrow's mum.
I thought you were going to say I was Clyde Barrow.
I was Clyde Barrow. I was his cover.
Yeah,
I did cover
gonna say,
Clyde.
we were all
we
cover
both covered
Clyde.
Clyde. Yeah.
So that's how we know each other. And gorgeous Charlotte is going to
Charlotte
be
Squared.
Charlotte Squared.
Charlotte Squared.
It is Charlotte Squared. Okay, so we're going to start the podcast with one of my favourite sections.
Okay.
And it is the quick fire section.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a range of questions.
Sure.
And the first thing that you feel resonates with you, that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Okay.
audition or self-tape?
Audition.
Nice. Spotlight or Instagram?
Spotlight.
You're not a massive Instagrammer, are
I'm
you?
not. I think it has a place. I don't.
Okay.
I think the people that use it well, it's great. I just don't use it in that way, and I don't really want to.
Fair.
But
So fair.
as a platform, it's like it works.
I feel like-
just for me, Spotlight obviously makes more sense because I would want to advertise because it's. I also hate Spot. I hate.
Oh.
Well, I don't hate. Shh. Don't get
Quick
this up.
fire! Let's put
Put a pin in
Let's
it.
put a
Put a
pin in
pin
that
in it.
because we'll come back to it later.
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
come
yeah.
back to social media later.
Sure.
Fringe or West End?
Ooh.
Is it different from if you participate and then if you watch, or is it the same answer?
I don't know that I'm going to say Fringe because I think a lot of
Ooh.
really good West End stuff has come from Fringe.
Agreed. For example, 6.
Yeah,
That was
and like
another for Fringe.
Fleabag.
Ooh,
like
yeah,
like
nice,
a lot
nice,
of stuff
nice.
starts there. And,
Love.
and most things have to start somewhere, even if it's not officially like.
And there's some real
something like
crackers
the
at the
Edinburgh
Fringe. Yeah.
absolutely. I've never been.
I've never
need
been.
I know. I need to go.
I've never been. Matinees or evenings?
Evening, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Musical or play?
Musical.
Okay, I think I know the answer to the next one. Singing or dancing round first?
I'm a dancer.
Give me jazz
singing.
fourths. Singing first, perfect.
Give me a part
Don't
to do.
worry, same as me. And last one, rejection email or being ghosted?
A rejection email.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone was talking to me about this to me the other day, and they're at college at the moment, and they were like, "Oh yeah, apparently like we don't get like rejection emails anymore." And I was like, "No, like we definitely do. I mean, there's definitely times where we haven't, which I think is a little bit."
Yeah, I think in my experience, most of the time rejection has come from if it's theatre. Usually, I don't audition for like a great deal of things, but if I have submitted anything, usually for TV or film or like adverts, that's usually where you will just because I think there's just so much.
Oh really? That's
and
interesting.
they do it so. Often the turnover is so quick. Like quite often you'll tape for that and it'll be like it's filming next week. Whereas when you're doing theatre, it will be like the dates start in 6 months or 4 months.
That actually makes sense.
So the process is a bit longer, and I am.
That's from your
guessing.
experience.
Yeah, I don't know whether that is the science behind it, but
Interesting.
in my experience, I think I've rarely ever not heard anything from like.
Yeah, I said to my friend,
theatre.
normally you do, and in my experience, if you haven't heard anything, normally like your agent will chase.
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
answer, I guess.
And yeah, I mean, like the latest I think I ever heard was like literally I think the day before casting came out. But some people find out when casting.
No, that's brutal.
But again, at that point, when you've been waiting that long, you're kind of just assume you've been ghosted. Like I didn't think I was going to get an email, and then I got one, and then the next day the casting came out. But again, it's like I could have also have just found out when the casting came out, which
Yeah.
does also, I know it, like, that can happen.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I
that
know, I
happening.
see a lot of people
I've
on-
never had that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on, is it not Twitter? It's called, what's it called now? X. Where they're like, when the cast announcement has come out, and that's the way they
They're
found
like,
out,
"Ugh."
and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, or like alternatively, like when Cinderella closed and like there was like
Oh
a whole
my
cast that were meant to go into
gosh.
it, and they found out that they weren't going into it from the
I-
announcement that the show was closing,
No
which
way.
again is just terrible.
I didn't know that. That was a new cast supposed to go in, and that's how they found out they won.
Yeah, there's been plenty of examples of when like perhaps the handling of like from higher up has
Yeah.
not actually fed down to
Yeah.
everyone, perhaps in like the
Touch wood, we never have
touch
to
wood, it never
go
happens,
through
but
that.
like, and again it's such a big wheel that it
Yeah.
does happen.
So, talking about the big wheel and the big wheel of life.
The big cog.
The big cog.
The big cog.
Tell the listeners, I obviously
Hello.
know lots about you.
Hello, listeners.
But kind of who you are, how you got into the industry, where you're kind of at in the industry right now.
That is a great question. I don't know. So
Well, that's what this podcast is about.
Exactly.
It's about emerging actors. No, you are not
no.
unsuccessful.
No,
you
I'm
are
being- I'm
Cover
being
Clyde.
I was Cover Clyde. I am. I will forever be.
We'll have none of that negativity.
No, I'm being facetious.
But sometimes it's okay that we kind of don't know. Like, that
But
is
also,
the
like,
industry.
but I haven't like prolifically worked. Like, I haven't, had a sort of like, I haven't been inundated with like loads of stuff, since I've graduated, which is completely normal, but also is not everyone's experience.
When did you graduate?
So I graduated in 2024. So this would be
Oh,
my
okay.
second year.
And
So like
you
July
went
this
to-
year would be.
Erdang, you went to
Erdang.
Erdang. I don't know why, but I know why.
I did my foundation at GSA, if that's what you...
She knew. She knew.
Oh, I saw it on the tip of your tongue.
You also
GSA.
actually, I was gonna say where you live, but actually probably shouldn't.
I'm from Guildford. So
She's from
like, Yeah, I'm
Guildford.
from Guildford.
Don't
so
stalk her.
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna-
can. Guildford's quite big.
She's open to stalking. I'm joking.
You can try.
So, how did you find Erdang?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it. And I didn't think I would. What am I saying? I started like my interest in theatre at about like 5 or 6.
Oh, it's quite early on then.
But again, it was like I did like workshops. So I went to like an amateur dramatics, like young people's training extracurricular club called Shine Time, which is
Shine Time.
Shine Time,
Love it.
Shine Time Musical Theatre and Acting. Shout out.
Plug.
Absolutely. And so I did that in Guildford. And it was very similar to that of like a stagecoach in that it's like an
Yeah.
after school
Yeah.
club. We did like shows. We would do like sessions every week, and then I also used to do like private lessons, so like private singing lessons or private like lambda acting.
Oh, so were you singing from the age of 5?
No, well, I tried to. I couldn't. I wasn't a good singer.
I was the same. I wasn't a good
I'm
singer.
still not a good singer.
This is untrue.
But I learned how to sing. So I was
Okay.
always a performer. Like I was always
You're always meant for the stage, love the limelight.
She definitely thought so. Like I played my first ever part was in like the first ever like summer workshop that I did, which was Wicked in 2006.
Wow.
Obviously, like early days of like Wicked has only been around a couple of years.
Yeah.
And I played Minnie Glinda. And I
Minnie
had, like,
Glinda?
Yeah, so like there was like an older girl who was Glinda, and because I was a brat, it was like you're gonna be Minnie Glinda because you're gonna.
You were like, I'm taking lead.
Yeah, I was like, I will be top of the call sheet, or I'm going home.
Number 1.
Exactly. So
Obsessed.
yeah, exactly. So I had like an Angelina ballerina tutu and a pair of like actual slippers because I didn't dance as a kid.
Fine.
I still don't dance now as an adult.
Don't worry,
But
I'm the same.
I had these like sort of slippers that in my head were like, well, they're the same as a ballet shoe.
That's so
Which my
funny.
mum could not convince me
I
that
could
they
point my
weren't.
I could put my foot in these.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I wore. So I did that. So I started doing like lambda acting and like private lessons, and I think I
Yeah.
probably started singing in like the capacity of like a 1-to-1 session, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit older, like maybe when I was like 9 or 10.
Oh wow, so quite a few years
So
then.
a couple of years
Yeah.
later, and I had to be taught. I mean, I loved it. I definitely loved it.
But obviously you could sing in tune, right?
I think I could, yeah, it wasn't like I was tone deaf, but I didn't have like a musical ear. I've had to learn to have a musical
Yeah,
ear.
potentially when we're younger, we don't necessarily like it sounds really like cringe, like connect with the piano. We're just like, I am a singer and I am the attention. And do you know what I mean? Not saying you're an attention seeker,
also,
but
I probably was, probably with a big fat P on it. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because like I think I don't know that I had any technique. I think I learned but and it's weird because I think obviously
that's the majority,
everyone
yeah.
does. But then you listen to those kids that go
some
on like Britain's Got Talent,
yeah,
and you're like,
there are some people that are just naturally just God's gift. And
yeah,
it's like,
absolutely. Which I
wow.
definitely that was not me, and so it was something
Me
that
neither.
I learned,
Yeah.
which in a way I'm grateful for, or I think was maybe really helpful to my capacity because what I always enjoyed was performing and acting. Singing was a facet of that. It was never I enjoyed the art of singing, but I didn't necessarily overly enjoy the sound of my voice. And I still don't necessarily, just in the sense of like I'm not sitting and listening. I love listening to singers.
But you're not like, because is it
but
you?
my voice is a tool. It's part of like,
because you don't like listening to yourself sing, do you?
I don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't like watching myself though. I don't really like. I'm like, I've done it.
I've done it. I don't need to rewatch it.
Which is what I love about theatre, because I'm like, the art of it is
of a live performance that happens once, and then the next day the show's
you can
different.
Do something new. You could do something again that you love. That you find things that you love. I mean, it's not like I can sit in a room and watch myself. It's not like, I think some of it is just a bit of like, like just the secondhand embarrassment of like, I've got to sit and watch myself or listen to myself. But
so you did Amdram up
Yes.
until, I'm assuming like up until the age of like 15, 16 type
yeah,
thing?
literally, yeah. So I sort of did it all through school, and did school, like just went to a state school in Guildford and did like my GCSEs and my A levels.
And then went to the Dang.
Well, then went to GSA. So this was the thing.
Of course.
So I went to GSA at 18
Yeah.
to do my foundation year, and I don't know, it was weird because I suppose like that was the sort of only school I really knew about growing up, because it was
because it was locally,
because it was me local,
just going down the
yeah,
local,
exactly, just going down the local,
but
exactly.
because it was in your surroundings,
yeah. And so my teacher had trained there, and so she'd stayed in Guildford after finishing her training and in amongst the work that she did. So, and I think she very quickly was like, we're quite similar. I think she saw some of herself in what I did, not in like a "you are my prodigy," but in like a a
guidance.
Yeah, and I can sort of see what would benefit you. I mean, so we'd spoken about some other schools, and like obviously like Mount View and Arts Ed were the other sort of like very big contenders as like musical theatre colleges. Yeah. Certainly at the time that I was auditioning, but I went back, so I'd auditioned for the 3-year course and just been like rejected outright. Yeah. And then went back and auditioned for the foundation because I didn't know you could do that. But my singing teacher.
Because isn't there a thing where sometimes if they don't want you for the 3-year, sometimes they might offer you a free audition for the foundation? Is that what happened?
I think that didn't happen to me. It might have happened. And I know, like, I think Mount View does do something like that. Like when you audition for the first round, they'll say to some people, it's a no for the 3-year, but come back for the foundation, or it might be that the Active Muso. And also, again, like it's now like 8 years since I was doing my first audition, so it's like I know, even with then like obviously moving through COVID and then
times
now
have changed,
it's all changed.
Yeah,
so whether it's
some
the same
colleges
anymore.
are self tapes now.
A lot of, I think that's happened. I think that's happened to Erdang. I'm pretty sure I heard that through the grapevine. They're now a self tape.
That's like wild.
First.
I would not have got in,
but that's how I got in on a self tape
because of COVID.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is my thing with Erdang. So Erdang was a school that I'd never auditioned for, so I auditioned for 4 years before I got into drama school. Yeah. And it wasn't until my last year of auditioning where I auditioned for Erdang. And like, not for any like reason of like I'd heard bad things. It was just
not on your radar.
It was not on my radar. And when I'd done research, and I brought it to my singing teacher, and she was a bit like, I don't think they're going to be interested in you, because she was there. I mean, obviously, poor old Charlotte.
Brutality.
No, well, and again, it was useful feedback at the time. I think, again, it's so tricky because everyone's so individual. And also, her opinion was off of what I think she graduated.
Like her
GSA
experience
in
of it.
2005, maybe 2004.
So very different times.
So very different. I mean, Erdang started as a ballet school, so when it was that, I definitely wouldn't have gone there.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
So, and it evolved as a dance college,
Yeah.
and then became obviously a all-round sort of musical theatre, sort of like triple threat training college.
And you enjoyed your time there?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But that was, it hadn't been on my radar. And then because of COVID, it meant like loads of auditions ended up being either really reduced rates or free, because it was all either like everything either had to be on self-tapes or like on Zoom.
Yeah.
And
the
so
Zoom ballet
class. I know. But this was the thing, is like, because I basically just had to film like myself singing, had to film like, I think 1 or 2 monologues. I had to film a whole set of like ballet bar, and then just like a jazz routine.
That's crazy.
But I just sort of went, I've got nothing to lose. Like I didn't have to.
You got nothing to lose, send it
And
off.
at the time, I'm a lot better with auditions now. Fingers crossed, touch wood. But at the time, I hated audition. Like I definitely hated, but especially dance auditioning, because I had no formal. I got to about, I think I was about 14. I sort of said to my mum, like, I think I need to go to ballet lessons because I want to do musical theatre,
and you need to be able to do all.
I don't know how to move. Like I don't have any of that, so I think I need. So I did actually end up getting some ballet. I've got grade 8 in ballet, RAD.
Nice.
Yep.
She's an RAD gal.
Yeah. So I did do some more, and then obviously I'd actually really extenuated my dance training when I was in my foundation year, which was great. But I was so insecure of like being in a group. And I think as well, what really would get me is like my pickup. Like I just couldn't, as soon as I felt that stress and that adrenaline, I would just be like, it's
gone. Yeah, just absolute
you've played the
panic
music
mode.
and we've spent 45 minutes learning it, and it's just left my
bless
head.
you. Yeah, that's what happens though. And that's why like auditions are like a really pressured environment.
Yeah, exactly. So it was hard. It meant that when I was doing those auditions all online, I was like, I don't have to go to the building. I don't have to like be in a room with loads of people that are going to watch me.
It just kind of took the pressure
Even if
off.
I look like a dick, like it's
only them are going to see it.
Yeah, they're the only ones that are going to see
so
it,
true.
and then they can just like
That's
put it in the bin
true.
and never contact me again.
But you went there.
But then they did,
You got
and I was very
in,
grateful.
You went there,
and I had a lovely
you
time.
Graduated 2024, was it?
Yes, that was me.
And what has been your experience since graduating? So what, we're now in 2026, so it's probably been about a year and a half since graduation, right?
Yeah.
How has it been for you? How do you feel about it? Auditions, no auditions? Kind of
hate it. It's terrible.
Don't do the industry. No, we're joking.
No, I mean, it's so weird because I do think it's really individual. And
Agreed.
I think like, and also the industry is very different now, I think, to what it was pre-COVID.
Oh my gosh,
and it's still kind of evolving out of this, because obviously there was this point sort of in like 2022 when, or at the end of 2021, when like lots of things were like resurfacing or coming back, but then shows would still get cancelled randomly because like someone had tested positive.
Yeah.
And
so true.
And there wasn't not like a lot of faith in new stuff, but the money had to go into things that they thought were going to sell. So there was lots of like revivals of things.
Yes, yeah.
Lots of jukebox stuff.
And then thousands more people wanting to be in the industry. After COVID.
And this is the thing, is I do think as well, like, because TikTok especially, like social media,
let's take the pin out of what we talked
like,
about earlier.
Elevated
Thoughts
so
on
much.
That?
Well, I mean, it's brilliant. Like, I think anything that can add to the accessibility of the industry, which is what I do think it does, is brilliant.
Yeah.
I think in some ways, like with any sort of social media, because you're following an algorithm, you can end up creating things for popularity and not for the love of the art.
So,
which is historically what happens. Like that happens with any platform.
I agree, but this is why I love Hannah Lowther, little shout out, because for me, I've been a watcher of hers since like an OG, since she was like working at Tesco and stuff, and you could tell with her videos it came out of joy. She wasn't doing it initially for engagement. It was just because she needed to, she wanted to sing, she missed performing, and it's happened organically. And I love that for people when it happens organically. But because for so many it has happened organically, I feel like there is this sort of thing where people are going on it now to get exposure, which isn't wrong. It's not wrong.
I just think it's, well, like you say, because it was this lovely, like just natural moment, as you say, organic, I think that's like the perfect word for it. It wasn't meant to be an opportunity for her to gain the traction in order to sort of like work within the industry.
Yeah.
She was just working at Tesco's in the
being
middle
herself.
of a pandemic and, you know, like wanted a laugh and sort of like, and I think just wanted to like make people happy, which is what she does.
And now she's in Legally Blonde.
I know, fair play.
I know, right? She's done really good.
But that's the thing is, it's like, I think people look at it, but in it, and it's the whole sort of like, I think like influencer category of it all. Because again,
this is another
like
sector.
Amber Davies, obviously, who has been on Love Island, and has created that traction of like a celebrity profile, and through that, obviously, like her career has just expanded. But it's not like her training and everything she did before
She's
that.
still super talented. It doesn't take away, excuse me, it doesn't take away from her talent. Like, I think some people have ideas that, like, because they have a big TikTok following or because they have a big following, that's why they get in shows. And it's like, well, of course that's helpful, but you also have to be talented.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, it's just it's an opportunity, and it's, you know, it, like you say, like it becomes this thing of people see the result of other people's either fame or influence or whatever it is that they're doing, and they sort of think, oh, and then they see
maybe
sort of
I could do that.
the knock-on effect, and it's like, oh, that is a stepping stone. Like in the same way that people go to auditions or they contact agents, or, you know, like there's so many ways within the industry that you can create a profile for yourself, be that a public domain,
but then
or be that something else.
Then that adds again to so many people going down the same avenue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like everyone's trying to do the same thing, and we're in this massively like oversaturated industry. But you keep going because we love it, don't we? What keeps you going?
I just think because I love it, and because I love my friends who do it. Like I think like one of the things that I just adore about being within this world and within this sort of industry of people that are so creative is like I get so much pleasure from watching. Like I like all the joy that I get of like just going to see a show. Like then the added benefit of knowing someone in the cast
and knowing they've
and
created
knowing what
their
they've
dreams.
done. Yeah,
and
I mean I've like had the pleasure of like so many people from my year at college sort of go on to just do such incredible work, which like in and of itself like is just like it's.
You feel pride.
Yeah, because you're just there a bit like, oh my, like I literally watched you in like first year, first term, like acting through song or like
oh my
repertoire
gosh,
or like something
throwback.
like so random. And then I've just like watched you lead a West End show. I've
That's
just watched
crazy.
you lead like an international tour.
Goals.
Like it's
But I'm sure
wild.
people thought that when you were on stage with Bonnie and Clyde. I hate to bring it back to you because I know you don't like it, but you know, all your friends came and watched.
I know, this was the thing as well, obviously, because I was in like we were in a completely different environment. You know, I'd never been to Birmingham like before. Before we were there, I'd been once before to watch a friend who was on tour in Book of Mormon, because it was like the closest he was going to be to like London South area, because it was such a big tour, and obviously because it's based in London, not a lot of the tours then sort of circulate the M25. Little fact for you there.
I know, I was like, go on, fact check.
Little bit of, well, I mean, again, I don't know the exact science behind it, but I think it's to do with rights and stuff in order to like not have the conflict of interest between the shows.
She knows more than me.
She's guessing, at least.
Well, she's probably right. Knowing you, you're right.
But yeah, I think what motivates me most is like, I was talking about this actually with a friend the other day, and I was just saying like, I just know that I want to do it because like nothing else brings me more joy. Like I have other work and other facets to myself that I think I can, you know, that I can work in, that can, you know, that I enjoy, that I'm able to like make money and sort of,
I was going to ask that. I was going to ask that for my next question, actually. You literally gave me the segue.
We are
on a plate.
On a roll.
What do you do for work? Because I know a lot of people, sorry, I didn't give you a chance to answer, but I know a lot of people like myself, like there's a terminology called the muggle job, and about and I know a lot of people like work in bars or have like 3 jobs, and they hate it and stuff. And I've never ever wanted to do that. And I've been really, really fortunate that the jobs that I've had, which I call on the side of working, I've actually really enjoyed, because I feel it is really important to enjoy the process up to getting a musical theatre job and not just the job. Like, you have to enjoy life in between. So
Yeah.
what do you do? What do you do as a job?
What do you do? What do you want from me?
You teach,
So
right?
I do, yeah, I teach. I mean, and which also is quite a popular avenue for a lot of performers.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways it is because it's similar without being like, because again, like,
Yeah.
a lot of people work in theatres, which I've also done. I used to work
Front of house.
Yeah, front of house. Woo! Used to work at the
Watching the-
Lyceum in London.
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which was great because I loved that film growing up, like adored that film growing up.
But I bet you can quote it, right?
Oh yeah. And
I
like,
used to work at the Book of Mormon and watching and Les Mis.
yeah.
That was a lot. I mean, to be fair, watching Les Mis every day was like a masterclass. Like, and Book of
I think
Mormon
I
was a
would
fun
love
one
that.
to watch.
I
you know
think
what
it would have
mean?
been too close to home because Les Mis is something that I just like know that I want to do, and not at all in a. I'd be doing that better, but I would just be
but
there like I just want to be
longing
up there
to be
with you,
stage. See,
guys. I just want to be there.
I thought that, but actually, it really inspired me. I really.
Well, it's like you just said, a masterclass. Like you're getting the opportunity. You learn so much.
And
watching.
I used to be that dweeby front of house that would like go right at the front, like by the stage, pretending to watch the audience, but actually I'm just watching their acting and be like, oh, that's a really good choice. Like, do you know what I
remember,
mean?
like when we were doing rehearsals for Bonnie and Clyde, you kept being like to me, "What are you writing down?" Like, what? Or like I'd be like sat in the room
Because-
watching, and you'd be "You're not covering this part, why are you?"
This girl in rehearsals, I swear she was writing a book. Like, her scenes weren't happening. She'd be like, rah, 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 rah. And I'd be like, do I need to be writing something? Like, I felt like, well, I wrote my notes here. Yeah, do I need... I was going, Charlotte, what are you writing? And you used to just be writing your notes, right?
Yeah, I would just be like writing down like stuff that I'd not been able to either write in the session when I was up and working, and just sort of.
But I was like, am I a bad actor?
No.
I haven't wrote this many notes.
No, but I also think it's because I think quite a few times I'd be sat next to the lovely Hannah Willers,
Yeah.
who was obviously a swing, so she'd be sat there,
Oh, yeah.
like tracking everything,
Absolute,
so
like,
I think you were
3-part
there a
series
bit like,
novel.
you've got no business writing all this down because but it like makes it's like, what are you've got nothing to worry about.
It was more just like, should I
You've
be
done
writing
your stuff.
something?
Yeah, exactly. But it's that thing of like you learn so like I loved sitting in rehearsals that I had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Not as a busybody, not to be there and disturb.
No, but just to
because-
learn.
Yeah, it just
to
and
learn.
and our director Emily, love.
She's coming on the podcast.
That's but our director Emily was just so brilliant and
Stunning.
so intelligent.
Yeah, she was fab.
And I just loved everything that like she had to say.
Yeah.
So I think every opportunity that I was able to like be in the room and for that to be
Yeah.
like the safe choice that we
And
could be there watching, I just took it.
That was was that your first professional contract?
Yeah.
That was her first professional
A
contract.
debut.
That was a debut.
A debut.
Oh my god, I've never heard of a debut and I love it.
A
Oh, well,
debut.
happy debut.
Thank you.
So we are going to go into the next section, which is called Backstage Drama.
Ooh.
I don't know why I just said it like that. Okay, so I would like you to give me, just for fun, your worst audition story if you have one.
Okay. Right.
Surely we all have one, right?
I do have one, and it's like kind of my fault, but I just remember being a bit like, oh dear. I mean, it's not like like I don't think I would never get called back in. It's not like rude or bad.
It wasn't
or anything
like blacklist. Like
yeah. Oh,
moment.
I haven't like mooned someone by accident or like taken off a top and like not put on a bra. So nothing like that.
I'm really intrigued.
It was like last summer. No, before that. No, it's when I was still in college. That's why. So we were lucky enough to be represented in our third year. Basically, the audition was. I think it was I'd done a self tape.
Yeah.
And then I'd gone in and done a singing like recall, basically, at the Umbrella Rooms. And so then this was another recall, which was also singing, but it was at Dance Works.
Okay.
In London.
It's near
like,
Oxford Street.
Yeah, near Selfridges.
Yeah.
And in London. And it basically like gone from I think the first singing audition had been like, I'd gone back with my own song, and then this one was my own song, but also with some of the material from the show.
Yeah.
And it had gone from being like 2 or 3 people in the room to about 5 or 6 people.
We love
sat
it.
at the table, which again is totally standard and normal.
Give an audience.
But I'd woken up and I just wasn't well. I was sick, and I should have just, at the time, it was like my first time ever.
Yeah.
Like, and I think as well, I didn't, because I hadn't sung, I didn't necessarily, it was that thing of like, I'm feeling groggy. I knew I didn't have to dance. Mm-hmm. So it was just that sort of thing of like, I should just be able to get through. I just feel under the weather. But I'd gone in, and like now knowing this, it's like, I should have just said, I'm
not
sick.
feeling
I'm not able to.
Yeah.
I'm not able to perform.
I'm not able to showcase my best.
And it wasn't even. I wasn't able to showcase anything. Was the issue.
Well, that's something we learn like later on in the industry,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like what we can and cannot do type thing.
And I wanted to obviously like say yes and turn up and everything, and I was so excited that I had this recall as well. Mm-hmm. So I'd gone in, and they asked for my own song again, which I was like, fine, great, because I loved it. And I started it, and I just like, I basically had like a head cold, so like all of everything, it wasn't that I couldn't hear, I might as well have not been able to hear, but like I just like everything was so like like it just sounded like everything was really far away. But I just like, I also didn't have any voice, like I couldn't sing within my range, so I sang this song that I should just be able to sing, and I just ended up just like really, really rushing it, because I was like, I cannot hear myself, like let alone the piano, I can't hear what I'm doing. And then one of the guys in the piano, I finished, and he was like, do you want to just take a little step into the room, because I think you can't hear the piano? And I was like,
oh no.
I was like, shall I leave? I didn't say that, but in my mind I was like, I think we know where.
You're like, no,
and he wasn't an arsehole at all. Like, it was dreadful. Like, it really was
not
dreadful.
You like, yes, that is
and
the
I
reason.
was like, absolutely I can, of course I can, thank you so much for your note. I'm sorry to do this to you.
But probably if you were right next to the piano, you still wouldn't be able to hear it.
I could have been in that piano, and I wouldn't have known what was going on.
I could have been the strings in the piano.
Yeah, literally. So, so I was like, of course I can. And then like I sang the material, and the material just had this like really high bit, as in like it would sort of be like low, and then it basically like would flip between like mixed like a I had these like little sort of falsetto flips up, and my voice just couldn't do it, so I'd be going huh like, and it just would go silent, and I sort of thought,
not the voice cutting out.
So I just was like, I need to leave this room, and
That's so
but again,
funny.
it's like I was so just like annoyed with myself, because I was like, oh, that last recall was actually really good, and this one's just gone so bad. They're just gonna think I'm terrible.
But you know what?
But we powered through. Lesson learned. I just shouldn't have gone. I should have said no. And you are allowed to say, you know, you're allowed to, or try and you know, I should have seen if there was a day later in the week or something.
That's the thing. When you first graduate, you're trying to take every opportunity that comes your way, and I missed a funeral one time for an audition. Sorry, that went really deep. I didn't mean for it to, but I did, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in for Les Mis. Like, I can't. And now I think I could have just asked for another day.
And I think you hear that. That's something I did hear at college, and I think take it as you want it, because it's like you say, like, I think there's a time and a place. And like, it is a job, and again, it's also like, and sometimes things can't be rearranged. Like, I had a friend,
but life comes first.
Well, exactly, and this is the thing, and I think people sort of say, well, if other things come first, then you don't want to be in this industry enough, which I do think is wrong. Like, I don't think that's.
I agree.
I don't think that's fair to say of any job.
No, I agree. 2 things can be true at once.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and of course, it's like you can make sacrifices, and you can make the choice to sort of go, do you know what? I want this so much that I'm gonna. Say no to something else. That's also fine, but I think the pressure, or the idea that if someone's telling you have to, or if you don't, that's it, that opportunity is gone. Like, I think that's what it's that you know, that then is blackmail. Like, you're just basically you're giving someone an ultimatum. You're saying they either can or they can't, which I don't like. You know, I think you should be able to have the option. And again, it's like, and sometimes you can make it work, and sometimes you can't. Like, I had a friend who was on tour but was auditioning for something in London. And they ended up, I think they were in Dublin at the time when it's like they were in the finals, and they just couldn't get to the final because they couldn't fly out to do the final and then get back to do the show, and so they had to not go because it wasn't, because they couldn't because the finals is what it is. It can't be moved to another day, and they're already in a contract. But again, it's that whole thing of like, but again, like, life comes first, and in that moment, their life is that job. And like, you know, and so that's where I think it is. it is tricky, and maybe someone else would go, I'm just going to call out of that job. I'm going to, because I have to think about the longevity of what I'm doing, and this next contract might be the next
This is the
12
not
months
so
or the next 18 months. But again, like, it's so individual. And I think it's so much about the person and how you carry yourself. I think, like, you can be selfish and considerate. I think, like, if you're only one, you will either try and please too many people and burn yourself out, or if you're only selfish, you will sever a lot of ties because people won't rely on you.
And
so
burnout is not the one.
No, absolutely.
And it's not glamorous, and it's not glitz.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
It is. Talking about the hardships of the industry, actually, what do you feel maybe doesn't get talked enough about in the industry?
What a good question.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know. I feel like there's often so much talk around, like, why people get stuff. Like, I think that actually
interesting.
So, like, I feel like people talk a lot about, like, oh, they've got this, like, almost going back to, like, the whole thing of social media a little bit. People spend so much time sort of fixated on, like, this person's got them there, or like that thing's got them there, and actually, like, we, like, don't maybe look enough into,
like, the actual whole journey of it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, in a long-winded way, as is my talent, I feel like it's quite often people don't look past what they see. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's
yes,
like, so people will get very
fixated
on being, because it's like, I think, because you see a lot of, it's always the same names and a lot of stuff, which it can be for sure.
Yeah.
But I also think, and it's also, I suppose it comes into the whole thing of, like, stunt casting, where people go, like, there's this celebrity in this part, and in order to put bums on seats, or like to put this here or this there. But I think, so quite often people get so fixated on the
on their narrative of what they think.
What am I trying? No. I'm trying to actually work out what I'm trying to say.
I think I know what you're saying. People it's black. Sorry, people think it's black and white.
Yeah,
it's
definitely that. I mean, I think it is really nuanced. I do think just about, like, how things come to be, and, like, what decisions are made to get a certain person in a certain place.
Yeah.
For sure. But I also think what I'm actually trying to say, or what have roundabouted myself back into, is almost going back to this thing of, like, fringe theatre, which is, like, people want to invest in celebrity, or people want to invest, like, the reason for stunt casting is because it does make money, or it does sell. And actually, I think, like, if people want to see new faces and new talent and new people, they have to invest more in fringe and in the other stuff.
This
And
is true.
It's not saying that you can't go and enjoy, like, I don't know, someone like
someone needing in a show on tour. So.
Yeah, who you wouldn't explicitly go, like, they're a musical theatre performer. I mean, I saw And Juliet when it had Dr. Ranjan in. He was fabulous, and I loved it. But he isn't someone that I would traditionally go, I need to see a show if he's in it, because he's like, like, whereas if I was going to see Imelda Staunton, I'm like, I have to see her. Yeah. But he was fabulous in it, and he was great for the role. And it's also, but it was a crowd pleaser, like the audience, like, he was just excellent. He was so fabulous. But it's also, like, in order, like,
for him to get there, I feel like I'm missing your point.
No, that's okay. I just mean that you can have that, but if you also want to see new people and new talent, you have to invest in the places where it comes from.
100%. And I think that's kind of why I wanted to start this podcast as well, because I wanted to show people the in-between of jobs, and not, if that is kind of going on your point, I don't think I'm missing the point exactly. No, potentially I am.
I don't think I know what my point is. I think I'm in a roundabout...
Probably people listening know your point, and they're probably like, Charlotte.
I think I'm in a roundabout way waffling. But with your question specifically, I think being about what people don't talk about, I think fringe theatre, or I think like small theatre isn't talked about enough. I don't know why I really brought up stunt casting, but I think, but it's more the thing of, like, it does work, and I think as well and that's not me saying, like, it does work, so therefore, like, get over it. But I'm like, there's cases where stunt casting is really successful, or sometimes you get, like, you get gold dust that you never would have imagined being brilliant, but, like, that was great. And I think, and it is an industry as well as an artistic outlet. Like theatre will always be an opportunity for art, which is like, and where it's local and where it's new and where it's underfunded, as an audience, like we have to invest in if we want to see more of it or if we want to give people opportunities. But then also you can like go to a pantomime and enjoy, like the reason that pantomimes are so successful, because like someone from EastEnders is there, it's because like everyone has a great time, just like essentially having like a chin wag with them, and just having a giggle, and so I'm like, there's absolutely a place for both. I think people get very caught up in like why one is bad or why this isn't working, and I think actually if we look at the whole thing, and as opposed to letting it just be this, and I think as well people get very negative very quickly, especially before they've seen stuff. Yes, like, people have a preconception. Go and watch it. Go and watch that person before you decide that they shouldn't be in it. And I'm not what I'm definitely not saying is like that someone, a big name being in something means that they were definitely the best person for the job, because like there will always be the case of, it is, as an industry, it is economically viable to rely on someone that you think is gonna boost it makes sense. The numbers. And that's why it's done. Exactly. That doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a bad show. And I absolutely agree that it's like it can be then disappointing to sort of think, oh, I know X many people or X that could have been this opportunity for them. And I do think in big sort of like commercialized theatre, those opportunities do dwindle a lot for new people. But I think in order to then allow those people that opportunity, you also have to invest in like going to see stuff that you've never heard of, like brand new stuff and like brand new people. And I think people don't want to do that as much, and it is expensive. You know, she should be a motivational speaker. But it is money. It's hard. Great. It's hard. It's like, and people don't want to risk the money, and that's where social media comes into it. A lot of people will just jump online and go, then I'm going to post I'm going to post stuff that doesn't cost people money to consume. That then hopefully will boost the reception to me, which potentially means like when I'm going into a room, someone on that table may have seen this TikTok that I did that was a cover, or this like dance routine that I created like with my friends to this, you know, song to gain this traction. 100%. So it's like it's all relevant, it's all important, but I think rather than people just sometimes like going down the pipeline of like, I hate that, it's like, just go and see it. Like, you know, I think go in with an open mind, and you have to invest in it in order for it to prosper. Like if you're just like, well, nothing's good anymore, it's like, how much new stuff, it's like film as well, do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much big budget stuff, and it's like, if you're not invested in seeing the small budget stuff, if you're not invested in trying to help them build that, then it will never get to that point. You'll never get anything new. So it is kind of the journey. It is kind of the journey. That was so long-winded. I think I got there in the end with what I was trying to say. Let her land. She landed. Anyway. She landed. On the opposite side of the scale, what is a small win in the industry for you that you're like, oh, I did that? It can be big, it can be small, because I feel like a lot of people have these goals of like West End or tour or like big musicals, but actually sometimes, like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, it was probably Hannah Lowther's again. I think she was saying that Hannah Lowther. I think she was saying that sometimes the big moments of like opening night of a show actually aren't your favourite moments, because it's full of nerves and anticipation, and sometimes our opening night got cancelled, so that's the tea. So we actually had that whole like, oh my god, I forgot about that. That's crazy. I know, that's mad. But it's crazy. Like at the moment when that happened, that was like the biggest tragedy in the world. The energy in that room. Oh my god, we were all crying. Sunk. We were crying. But like again, like by the end, it's like you're not even like. I remember Davis saying, shout out Davis Weaver. Lovely boy. But he like, I think said like when we went round and did like head, heart, gut with Emily, he was like, I feel like we're just going to be laughing about this. Like I know right now it's like, that's the wrong thing to, and it was almost like he sort of said it and everyone was a bit like, this isn't funny. How in a time like this, how could you? Timing. Typical American and your like optimism. But it was like, you know, by the end of it, it was just like such a gag. But sometimes it's the small moments that mean the most. What would yours be? What would a win of yours be? I feel like this is small and big, because like ultimately like it is within the realm of like big commercial theatre, but like it was such a small win because like I wasn't successful. So last year I auditioned for Les Mis for the first time. Yeah. The first and only time. Sorry, I've got the burps now. Indigestion. Oh my goodness. Sorry, apologies.
Excuse you. Excuse me. You're excused.
Thanks. But so last year I got the opportunity to audition for Les Mis, which was like, and again, I had so much anxiety because it was like,
oh my God, this is
in
the
my
moment.
brain. I was like, this is the dream. This is the moment.
Yeah.
And I was so stressed and just like, oh God. And I sort of kept having to say to myself, don't make it a big deal because, you know, there's like nine times out of 10, if not, you know, more so, it's like, nothing's going to happen. So you just got to go and enjoy it. And like, you know, just the fact that you've got into this room is such a win. Like just to be asked to go in.
It's so true. Just to have the opportunity, because even that isn't guaranteed now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
back in the day, that was the bare minimum to go into a room.
Exactly.
Where now that's few and far between.
And I'm very aware, like, obviously, I mean, for me, that is one of the biggest things I've been able to audition for.
Unreal.
And was just so grateful to be in that room. And I then was lucky enough to get recalled from that for like the track that I would have like really wanted.
Nice.
And again, it didn't go anywhere. It wasn't right this time around. But I think for me, it was just such a like, okay, like someone actually sees the vision that I have for myself, even if
you didn't get it, it's not all doom and gloom. It's still like, I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
No, exactly.
They liked what they saw, even if it didn't go further than that. Like that's a great small win. I love that.
Yeah, they sent me they actually sent me some really great feedback. And I think the thing with me is like it's not right, and I still absolutely like have like plenty of stuff to like learn and build from. And it's like, if I'm truthfully honest, I'm like, I don't think Les Mis is going anywhere.
It'll be still here in 10 years' time. It
will outlive me probably. So like I was, and that's the thing is, I was like, if that is, you know, another 5 or 10 years or 15 years of like waiting, because what I want to do, you know, as with most of my life, #motherhood, is I want to play up, I want to age myself, and I want to be older. Yeah.
Then we have to wait our turn.
Yeah, exactly. I've got, you know, unless I'm like going into the full stage makeup and just going in looking haggard. Yeah. Like I've just got to, and let all of that life experience that comes with aging hopefully then inform all the choices that I make. So it's like, it was it was a big win and a small win, because obviously like I was so grateful because it just was this brilliant opportunity, and like so grateful like to my agent and to the team for like having me in and all of that. But then to actually sort of be seen in the capacity that I saw myself just felt really rewarding. Of like, oh, I'm not like making it up that I like think I understand myself. Like I think actually I'm able to translate that well, even if it's not right now, like that's fine, I can you know, that's whatever, but if I'm able to at least like get that point across, and for people to sort of
potential
listen and agree, exactly, and just listen.
They always say book the room, not the job.
For sure.
Always say book
so
the
that
room.
I think for me was like, just to have that opportunity felt
that's
like
fab.
such a win,
a moment.
and so that rejection feedback was such a win, even though
but
it was
it's
feedback
true.
that was saying it's
some
not
rejection
happen.
emails can still be
some of them stink.
phenomenal.
Some of them are horrible.
Oh yeah, some of them are awful, but also
that
some of them are great.
Yeah.
So we're about to go into our final section of the podcast.
Oh my god!
Which is called the 5-minute call.
Okay, darling. Okay.
I don't know why I'm doing these weird things. So anyway, it's called the 5-minute call, and it's really short. It's really sweet.
Short and sweet.
It's
Short
very
Augustus.
short.
Augustus.
I actually thought about Augustus Blue then. It's short and sweet. Dream role, dream show.
I feel like I've sort of said it already.
Was that it? I did. I mean, as you were saying it, I was like,
in all fairness, I've got 2.
Okay.
So one would be, I really want to play Madame Morrible in Wicked.
Nice, yeah.
And then the other would be Madame Thénardier in Les Mis. So the Madames, I just...
She is a comedy actress, everyone.
She's trying.
Fantastic.
But that would be like the dream, or that would be the goal. Like,
get her in it. There's any casting directors. Charlotte Dixon. She's on Spotlight.
I don't feel I'm old enough yet, and I totally get that.
We can cover.
I will swing anyone in that show. Do you know what I mean?
Anyone and anything.
I'll rig the curtain. I'll do the follow spot. Like, whatever you need, I'm there. I will cover Gavroche.
I'm obsessed.
Whatever you need from me.
Well, thank
Put me in
you.
wardrobe.
She'll be on the wall. She'll be a dresser. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for
have
having
been
me.
an absolute dream first guest.
Oh, you have been a dream to chat to.
Round of applause from the studio audience. No, thank you so much. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment wherever you watch your podcast. And thank you for listening. Bye.